welcome back to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah, that bitch is Kaylee, and welcome to the show. We are re-recording the intro.
Woo!
Woo! Okay, so we recorded for about 20-ish minutes, and a cord was messed up, and our audio wasn't recording into the mics. So
Good stuff.
there was a lot of stuff in there, so we're not going to fully re-record that first 20 minutes. So just apologies in advance for funky audio, but most of it is good. Just the first little bit you kind of have to push through, but thank you for understanding. All right.
Oh, literal technical difficulties. I feel like that is like almost never actually the scenario. Oh, we're having technical difficulties.
Like literal.
No, like actually technical difficulties.
So, enjoy the show. First of all, we just want to thank Flower Bloom for sponsoring today's episode. Our amazing sponsors. We just love them so much. Can't say enough good things about Flower Bloom and everyone there. All the people that work there.
A bodega.
I want a bodega so bad. Okay, if you haven't been, or if you have been, and you haven't tried it, I cannot recommend enough to get the bodega. Oh,
it's so good that I never want to order anything else, but I know I need to try everything else because I know it's going to be good.
And it was the first food thing I tried there, so now I haven't been I have to get the bodega. And if you're a vegetarian, they have vegetarian bacon that you can put on it. If you're vegan, they can do a vegan version.
That shit's good.
That shit's good.
And I don't say that lightly. That is good.
Yes. So highly recommend. Yes. So we're back.
We're back.
We're back. It's been 3 weeks, almost a month.
Holy hell!
We've sat on this couch together. Well, not since we sat on this couch together.
I was like, well,
we've sat on this couch, just not with the cameras and the lights.
Just in a more, normal fashion.
Yeah. So today is gonna be a big story time, big catch up, because our catch ups are the story times, and the story times are crazy. So my birthday weekend, we're gonna talk about. Any other catch ups we'll probably get into too. Is there anything that recent catch ups or things that you want to touch on before we get into the good?
No, I got nothing.
Nothing?
Not a thing? I mean, from the last 3 weeks, a big thing. Not really. Nobody's gonna throw up.
Hold for throw up. It's not really a catch up, it's kind of just something I wanted to touch on today, because I went down this intense rabbit hole on the new show, Adolescence, on Netflix.
Still gotta watch it.
Wait,
so you started it?
Yeah, so I only have one episode left. There's only 4 episodes. They're an hour each. So I watched the first 3 episodes on Saturday night. I think it was Saturday. Oh my fucking God. I have not been, I was talking to my mom about this. When you turn on a show that has you so locked in every second that I'm literally like this and have no thoughts of my phone or where it is.
Yeah.
I don't need to double screen at all. I'm just and if I miss one word, I have to go back because I have to hear every single thing. And so I'm I do this. I'm procrastinating episode 4 because it'll end.
It's gonna be over.
And then I'm it's been so long since I've had a show like this. But a lot of the discussions I had seen before I'd watched it were I never want kids. And I was I wonder why they're saying that. I didn't want kids anyway, but this just further rooted that in me. I'm not having a fucking child. Oh my God.
Interesting.
You never know what you're gonna give birth to.
Whoa.
Okay.
I have no context other than the fact that Rachel thinks this show's good, Mariah thinks this show's good, my parents think this show's good.
My mom loves the show, my brother loves the show.
Whoa.
Everyone that I've talked to that has seen it, it's so good. And I haven't said this on here because we haven't been on in a minute. Maybe I have, I don't know, in my true crime rabbit hole. So it was the perfect.
Yeah, I think you said that.
It's obviously true crime documentaries. I've been in any documentary show, movie, and then this was kind of the perfect real show to watch, but it still had that crime element to it. So it was really perfect. But y'all, It was so good that I wrote like a whole thing on my thoughts that it made me think about. I want to read it because I think it's interesting. Let me see. I don't think there is. I think it's more so about the symbolism than it is. There's no spoilers.
Isn't it really intense? My dad was
it's super intense.
My dad told my mom she fell asleep before the last episode. He was like, honestly, I don't know if you want to watch it. It was like really intense.
It's really intense because it's so relevant. I don't know if I want to say that because it's not technically a spoiler, but it could be, and I kind of
don't say it then.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it, but there's definitely connections to. This isn't a spoiler. Like they literally reference Andrew Tate in the show. That's all I need to say to know. Like as a woman or any minority, you're probably gonna be a little triggered by it.
Yeah,
but you kind of
safe to say.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what I wrote. I think it was just. Oh, I started writing this. Okay, it says in here. I'm just gonna read it. Okay. I realized most cops, if not all, including FBI, CIA, etc., cannot be empaths. We're too empathetic for that matter. I just started watching Adolescence. I'm 6 minutes into the first episode, and I'm realizing, along with many other reasons, I can never work in those fields. You have to do your duty for the law, and I'm saying that with quotes because I mean that so literally.
Your duty for the law.
Over what your heart or mind or instinct might tell you. I only work in those ways. I fiercely move through life thinking emotionally and caring for others. Now more than ever, I am seeing just how many move differently. It's the way adolescence displays the effects on bystanders or quote-unquote obstacles during policing, like raids, or those who are wrongfully suspected, convicted, or even those who have committed the crime. I do understand that there are situations where law enforcement is needed, and that is precisely why I don't think they are empaths. Then it clicked, of course. The cycle of abuse continues, and those of us who lead with empathy and love, who want all communities to thrive, are not often in the positions of those who abuse us.
Wow, that was very well written.
Thank you. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that because it had my mind going. Highly recommend watching that show. Oh yeah, how was first day back after spring break? Not good?
Not good. I mean, my kids were fine. I just literally cannot wait for it to be June 12th. I cannot wait. I just know it's not going to get better. And I feel like I've been saying that for months. And I keep proving myself right. Like, this year is just going to be what this year is.
Yeah.
And my team and I sat down today after school to talk about state testing, which I've never had to deal with before because I only teach the littles. But now that I have third graders, I have to be like involved in that conversation and the planning and all that. And I don't have to actually do the testing, thankfully. Like 3 of the teachers are gonna do testing with third graders. And me and another teacher are taking all the second graders. But we just keep getting like slapped in the face with the complications of having 5 classes that we all share.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. Right? Crazy. And it's just very overwhelming to think about. But it's basically April, which means it's basically May, which means it's basically June. So
don't wish away life.
Yeah, well,
it's like look forward to school ending, but also like
I have to use my little milestones in between.
Yeah.
Like I can make it through this week because we're gonna go see Joe at the end of the week, and then I can make it through next week because I'm taking a day off and we're doing role model. And
we're going to 2 nights of role model.
And that it's the craziest when we're not even looking at each other.
And then we like see it in peripheral. It's like, wait, did you just do that too?
Like, what? And then I can't remember what the next big thing is, but that there are little things.
Another show.
Oh well, the day after role model, I want to take the girls to that other concert. And I do want to go to Fontaine's DC if we can get good tickets, and that's the next Saturday. Live music is back, baby.
Music is back. We might be going to a show on Thursday.
Oh yeah,
and we're with
the band.
Which
we're with the band.
like A dream. That's like a dream.
Yeah, that is so fun.
To be on the list. Okay. Oh, I guess I don't really have an update, but if you listened last week, it was my health journey deep dive, and literally the day after I recorded that
was the day after.
I recorded the episode on Monday. On Tuesday, Miss Girl went to the ER.
All right. Anywho.
So I went to the ER.
That was crazy. Okay.
Over the weekend, I had told you this in the last episode about how it was one of like the most high pain weekends I had, and so on Tuesday, my care team had seen that message, called me, and they were like, "We want you to go to urgent care for emergency screenings because the symptoms that you're having, yes, could be all these like chronic autoimmune like type things, but it also could be something more serious that we need to at least cross off." So it was kind of like a cautionary. Is that the word?
A cautionary tale.
A precautionary thing. I was so down bad. Kaylee luckily was on spring break, so
it was a great week for me to not be working. The girlies were unwell.
Yeah. So she drove to my work, picked me up, went to my doctor's office. The urgent care provider wasn't there, had to go to another urgent care. They were like, "You need to go to the ER. We don't have the stuff to give you tests here." So then we drove.
That was a nice urgent care, though, I will say.
It was super nice. And then we had to go all the way back, basically by where I work, to the ER.
We got there like a little after 2. Yeah.
And 7 hours, 8 hours that we were there, which like honestly for the ER isn't bad.
That's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Like since she wasn't emergent.
Yeah.
Obviously they're not gonna like put her at the front of the line just to run some tests.
Yeah. And I guess that's kind of what like triage is for, right? To like
triage.
What is triage? So
drop your comment below.
What is triage? And in there they did kind of like blood pressure, EKG, and so I think with that they were like, okay, well, you're not like, we don't need to like send you back right now. They gave me an IV, and then I got all these tests done, and we were sitting in the room waiting for results, learning how to play. What's it called?
Blackjack.
We learned how to play blackjack. My mom taught us. Hopefully, right? I don't know.
Yeah, watch. We're gonna like
we're
try
gonna
to
be
play
like, we
for
know how
people
to
sometime,
play.
and they're gonna be like, "What are you talking about?"
And then the doctor came in, and like before I even went to do all the tests, the doctor was like, "I just want to like say now, I don't want you to get your hopes up. There are a lot of things with these symptoms that it could be that are invisible on these tests. So like there's a big chance like we won't know anything today." So, and I have that mindset going into stuff, but we're like sitting there waiting for the results now, and she comes in and she's like, "Hey, good news." Well, and I guess bad news. Everything looked good. Which like obviously that's good news.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like sent back to get my appendix taken out for appendicitis. I don't want to. Obviously, it could have been like tumor or something like that. Obviously, I don't want positives on that. I was just hoping there would at least be like a lead. Like,
something.
We see this, we feel like maybe that could be connected to this, here's the next step. And there really wasn't that. But then the next day, so basically no answers still. Did the ER thing. Then the next day, I found out that my cousin has endometriosis. I thought we didn't have endo in our family at all. And so like, and every doctor I've talked to has been like, "Do you have endo in your family?" And I'm like, "No, I do, I guess." So we're gonna explore that realm a little bit, but we still have to cross other things off first before we even explore that, I think, because it's just so hard to be diagnosed with endo that I think you need to have XYZ crossed off to be like, okay, it's most likely this, so it's worth it to do the surgery. Which it's like a surgery, but they're not they're just entering surgically. It's not like you're getting surgery.
Well, that would be surgery.
Yeah. But there's no like they
it's
don't
like
do
exploratory
anything.
surgery.
Yes. So
yeah, my medical knowledge has really been coming in handy.
She was like, "I know these things. I watch Grey's Anatomy." Hello.
Doctors and nurses were probably like, whatever. But honestly, it did help. I know. I'm so glad you did that because it scratched the itch. I tried really hard not to do that.
Anything else before we get into stuff?
No, my life's been pretty uneventful, which thank goodness, because
It
everyone
actually
else's
hasn't?
life has been
We just aren't talking about it.
really eventful.
Because there's tea and drama.
My life has been eventful?
There's tea and drama right now in our lives
Oh, yes.
that we're not going to really talk about.
Yeah.
Because it's...
I wouldn't say there's, like, currently drama.
It's not drama.
I'd say there was drama.
I think it's drama for us, though.
Anything that's slightly... Like, if this is baseline, anything above baseline feels like drama.
Or like, oh my
because
God,
we
drama.
don't... Yeah.
I think this has honestly, like, been a kind of nice wake-up call, because if you've been here from day one, like, you know how long we've been talking about, like, we need friends, we need friends, we need friends. And then over the last year, obviously, like, we've made all these friends, and we own a business that's centered around, like, meeting more people.
Yeah.
And we're constantly, like, surrounded by new people and, like, in situations where we're like, oh my God, new friend. And I need to, like, bring myself out of that almost, like, it's not fight or flight, but you know what I mean? Of, like,
It's like,
oh my,
you
I
have to
have
hold
friends.
on to
I have
them,
to, like, cling,
if you have any,
clinging on
like,
to, like, a new person for dear life.
If anything
like,
clicks when you first meet someone, you're like,
yeah. If there's any signs of possible friendship, it's like, oh my God, like, I need to hang on to this. I need to, like, bring you into my world. And I just don't need to be doing that anymore, because I have my people. And, like, making new friends when it's right, like, absolutely. I'm not saying, like, I have my friends and I don't need any more. Or making friends for different kinds of occasions.
yeah,
Like,
not everyone has to be.
you can have friends that are more, like, honestly, acquaintances of, like,
Yeah.
we meet up, like, when we go out to the bars, or, like, if you're having a big event, you invite me. If I'm having a big event, I invite you. But we don't need to be, like, in each other's inner circles.
Yeah. We don't need to be wrapped up in every single aspect of each other's lives.
Yeah. And
to have, like, that friendship acquaintance type of thing.
And honestly, I feel like that's part of what's been so hard for me to find this balance of having, like, alone time and relaxation time too, is feeling like I've dipped my toe in so many, like, different pools. Like, there's so many people I need to keep up with and, like, try to maintain these friendships with. And, oh, I haven't seen so-and-so in a while, and I haven't talked to so-and-so in a while. I need to reach out. I need blah, blah, blah. And it's honestly exhausting.
Yeah.
And I think we've definitely talked about that on here before, of, like, we're so grateful to have people we want to spend time with. But now it's this new learning of, like, how to balance time for yourself with your social life. And now I have this understanding of, like, I can release some of those people, or, like, loosen the reins. Like, I don't need to be in touch with you all the time. I don't need to see you all the time. I can still have appreciation for you, but I don't need to, like, stress myself out so much about like trying to be besties with everyone.
Yeah. Before we made all of our new current friends, all we did was spend time alone or with each other. But it was, when we were hanging out together, we usually were just like parallel play, like laying on the couch. And, like, we weren't like, did we go do stuff? Yeah. But it wasn't like we were doing all these different activities and going to all these places. And now it's like, we don't ever just sit, have alone time.
Oh my God.
Ever. So yeah, I was basically just saying what you were saying, but learning the balance of kind of, like, the life we have now is what we got to kind of figure out.
Yeah. I mean, even my spring break, I'm, like, looking back and I'm like, everyone this morning was like, how's your break? And I was like, good. I don't feel like I was, like, particularly busy, but I don't feel rested at all.
Yeah, it wasn't like.
And then the girls came over for a little, like, brunchy brunch the other day. What day was that? Saturday?
Saturday.
And it was so lovely and like low key and lay low. But when you guys left, my mom called me and like was trying to talk, and I was like, I haven't been alone in like days.
Yeah.
So I'm actually gonna go.
And that's so fair.
Yeah, it's just
You need recharge time.
we do.
Like, that's so necessary. We both have very social jobs, so
Oh my god, yeah.
it's not like we have that solace ever.
Ever.
I got like managers screaming. She has kids screaming. I'm just kidding. My managers don't scream, but
My kids don't scream either. They know
it just felt like the right thing
not
to
to
say.
do that.
Should we, like, where do we want to begin? Is there anything besides the birthday weekend that's like story time?
I don't think so. I think we started at the beginning. We were busy that week.
March was our first month kind of unveiling what we want to start doing more, which is just more events, not necessarily like the picnic or like if you've gone to the flower bloom events where it's just like everyone and anyone can come, but
Yeah.
we also want to do like smaller group things, more niche curated events where not necessarily like we would even necessarily go. It's just so we're like creating things so people
Helping coordinate
Yeah.
for other people.
Yes, precisely that.
Hey, people are going to go do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Join if that's your vibe.
Yeah. So March was crazy. So heading into birthday weekend, like I don't even know what stories to even tell. I'm like, where do we even start with this weekend?
We need to be good about where to speed up and where to slow down.
Are we going
'cause
through the
our
whole weekend?
weakness. I think so.
Okay.
So Mariah came over, and she and Tyler and I started driving to the beach, and we stopped at Flower Bloom.
Of course.
And they
Support
both got
local.
bodegas, and I got a sprinkle cookie.
The bodegas. Both, it was just like Kaylee driving, and Tyler and I were like, oh my God. Like, we weren't
Yeah.
even saying anything, but just eating in silence and then like random, like,
You know that food's good when
Sims.
you have to react to
Yeah,
every
like,
bite.
like we were just, yeah.
And then we stopped and grabbed some energy drinks and like drove to the coast, stopped and like picked up a couple things, and we got to the house and we couldn't figure out how to get into the house for a second, but we did
Those
it.
damn codes. There's always something.
Yeah, there is always something.
It was a rental house on the beach, and well, I'm not gonna say.
And well, I'm not gonna say, but it's
Or I will say, and I
gorge.
can bleep it.
So the house was gorgeous,
Stunning.
and we spent a little time like getting settled. Mariah and I were both really excited about like stocking the fridge,
Yeah.
and making it look
Here's the
nice.
picture of the fridge, just so you can see. Had to take photos of it. And we were literally like both wanted to get a Happy Dad out of the fridge, but it was just like so perfectly lined up, and not everyone was there yet. So we were like, let's not drink it yet, so
Yeah.
people can see the
And it's
fridge.
funny because we both like did that individually.
We did.
We didn't tell each other.
I like
that was
literally
what we
opened
wanted
it
to
and was
drink.
like, no, I can't because I need it to look like
Like,
this
what
when
am I
people
gonna do?
get
Take
here.
one?
Like, nah.
And then more drinks arrived, so we got to like rearrange the And that whole first night, I just was like so excited to like restock things as they left in that second day. But all the friends like started to kind of trickle in.
And it was such a good overall group of people, and like I sent out a literal itinerary to everybody with like time stamps and like, 'cause
Which
that's just
I
how
do
my
think
brain
is
works.
important. Like,
I do too.
When you have like a big group of people coming for a weekend, like I want to know, like, what are we
Yeah, like, here are the
doing?
plans,
Let me
and then-
mentally prepare.
You know, like even like the meals were kind of placed so you would know like, oh, this is what dinner is that night. Like, do I need to bring anything else? Because I don't want to do that or whatever it is. Or like, here's the drinks we're getting. Like, you bring what you want. And also like Friday night was wig night, so people needed to bring wigs.
Yeah. Just a clear outline of like how are you like gonna set yourself up for success
think,
that
like,
weekend, honestly.
I
Like
think too, majority of our friend group work like that. So whether you're the person planning it or you're the person going, we're all kind of like,
we like to know the
we
expectations,
want to know,
I think.
yeah, the plans.
Well, especially, like, I feel like we have a lot of people with dietary needs, and even beyond that, like, okay, we're bringing vodka and blah, blah, blah. If you don't like vodka, then you know to, like, get something else. You know, it's just makes it easier for everyone.
Yeah,
no surprises.
No surprises, and then you're not having to, like, go into town to get food, whatever. So Friday night, we, like, hung out for a while, just, like, chilled, and then did we pretty much just get ready to go at that point?
Pretty much. Once everybody got there, it was like,
okay,
we were talking about times, and we were like, oh,
we should probably
so get ready now.
Get ready. Because we wanted to get ready, and then before we went to the local dive bar in town, we wanted to pregame at the house, play some drinking games, make some TikToks, you know, all those fun things. I'm going to put them in so you can watch them.
Do you wear wigs?
No, I do not.
Have you worn wigs?
No, I have not.
Will you wear wigs?
Maybe.
When will you wear wigs?
Hey guys, oh my gosh. This is Rhiannon, and I think, wait, what's her name? I think Dina is gonna get the most fucked up tonight.
Hi, I'm Gwen, and I think Rachel's gonna get the drunkest tonight.
I'm Dina, and I think Rhiannon, aka Birthday Girl, aka Blue Hair, aka Baddie, Gorgeous Queen Princess Mama, is gonna be the drunkest. Second to me, maybe. Rah! That was weird, I'm sorry.
I'm Michelle, and I think Tina is gonna be the most fucked up tonight.
I'm Wilson, and I think Dina's gonna get the drunkest tonight.
I'm Saoirse, and I think that Dina's gonna be the drunkest tonight.
So that was so fun. We all piled in a car, went to the local dive.
Did I drive that night? Yeah. Yeah?
You drove there, Rachel drove back. The local dive bar in town is actually owned by family friends of mine, so they knew we were coming, and kind of like had I thought it was going to be really busy because that's what I was told. I had never been there. I was told on like karaoke nights it can be packed. I'm assuming that's in like peak tourism season. And in March, people go to the beach, but it's not like sunny yet, so it's not as many.
When it wasn't like quite spring break
It wasn't spring break yet, yeah. So, but we went there. There was probably like 10, 15 people inside. Mm-hmm. We very quickly took over.
Not 15.
10. We very, very, very quickly took over that place. We were the youngest people in there by at least 20 years. 20 years might be over-exaggerating. 10 years. 15, sure. Found the owners of the bar. They got us a round of shots. So we all took shots. Everyone started signing up for karaoke. We were like celebrities in that dive bar. People were obsessed with us
up.
And it's so funny because going into it, I'd fully like prepared myself because we're a group of girls and gays walking into a small town, Oregon small town dive bar, like
coastal town.
Like, it very well could have been, you know, people not happy or staring at us because
we actually all were pretty nervous.
Yeah,
about that.
It definitely crossed
it was
all
on
of
the
our
forefront
minds.
of our
because
minds.
We're a bunch of girls and gays with wigs on and makeup on, and like, yeah, it's just not a lot of that demographics vibe to see.
Yeah.
The city
well,
kids.
Just like what clothes were other people going to be wearing? Are you wearing like a MAGA hat? Are you wearing, you know? Like,
luckily, we didn't see one.
Thank God.
Yeah, so we did some performances. We had like at one point this like drunk woman walk over to us and she was like, "You guys just made my whole night. We are all just sitting there and watching you guys the whole time. You guys are just so fun and amazing."
We were pretty much the only people doing karaoke.
Yeah. And then the woman running karaoke, what was her name? She was so Denise.
Denise, yes.
Denise. She was so sweet and cute.
Oh my God. She had her like cute little like St. Patrick's Day scarf on with her like.
She was so cute and she was just like, "You guys are so amazing." And she was like, "I just can't believe that you guys chose to come here. Like, you guys came here tonight. I just can't believe it." And we're like, we're nobody. Like, we're not.
Also, like, girl, where else were we gonna go?
Yeah, where else were we gonna go? This is the only bar in
But, like,
town.
she was literally, like, requesting songs for us to sing.
Yeah.
Like, can one of you sing this? Yeah.
It was, I think that was a really fun time. Y'all, the technical difficulties have been crazy. So the camera just died, had to plug it in. We were in the middle of saying something and I cannot remember what it was.
So we're just gonna jump right
I think we're just gonna
to
continue.
what we think it is.
Yeah. You got it?
Drunk Girl. I was like, oh, no, we already shared that part.
Yeah, we shared Drunk Girl.
Oh, but Drunk Girl did join our table. Or is it a different
Oh, that
girl?
was a different Drunk Girl, but they were cool too. We had people like just wanting
They
to...
were like vibing so hard with us. They were like, can we like sit here?
Yeah, they joined our table.
And when we said yes, they were like actually people were kind of like fangirling.
They
which
were.
is really interesting.
I'm like, what are they fangirling over? Like our vibe? I don't know. I mean, we were fun.
Well, yeah, we were fun vibes. I'm
I mean,
sure that's exactly
I
what
feel
it
like
was. Everyone
there-
wants to be a part of like the fun group at the bar.
Yeah. And I'm actually so happy it was kind of dead because then it was fun to be kind of like the stars of the show.
Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna say? Oh, there's like two types of people. There's someone who would see a group of young people in wigs being crazy and weird and be like, that's fun as fuck. Those people are fun. And then there are those who would like judge it.
Which I fully thought this was the kind of place where people
Same.
were gonna judge it.
But everyone actually was. I don't think I saw one person that made me. Well, there was the roofie situation that no one was roofie.
I was just gonna say, I feel like that was leading into it almost.
Yeah.
Like someone wanted to buy Mariah a drink because it was her birthday. So didn't say anything prior to. I think just saw that we were drinking martinis. And ordered a martini and brought it over.
He just walked up and was like, "Happy birthday," and handed it to me, and I was like, "Oh, thank you," and then he walked away. I'm like, "Okay." I mean,
that never
ideal.
happens. That's so ideal.
Ideal. Like, I want you to buy me a drink? Yeah. Do I want to talk to you? No.
So
and then
she was like, "Thank you," and then she
Yeah.
took a sip and then passed it to William.
I think William. William.
William took a sip, and then I looked at them and was like, "Guys, you just took a sip of that drink
And it did not click
from a stranger.
It literally
and
did
you didn't
not
see the bartender make it.
It literally did not click in my brain at all in the moment, which is so crazy to me. Like how sometimes you're just off your guard. And I was just like, oh my God, like this could totally be roofied. And then we were all like standing up dancing and we saw it being passed around more.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, well.
Well, what's funny is I pointed it out and you two were still like, but it tastes so weird. It tastes weird. Like, you got to try it.
Did you try it?
And I did try it. And it did taste weird. But it.
And then
not like drug weird. Like,
no, it just.
Sometimes, you know, when you taste a drink and you're almost like, is the soap still in the glass?
Yeah.
Or like.
There's something off.
But yeah, then we
no
were
one was
standing up
roofied.
and like, I think pretty much everyone at the table drank it. But thank God that guy was just being nice.
Yeah, there were some like drunk, kind of annoying guys just staring, but I mean that's like a normal situation for us every time we go.
Usual.
So not just for us. I'm not saying like for us.
For us,
for women. I mean, yeah.
I hate it when it does that. It scares me.
And then I had a little photo shoot outside that was really cute.
So cute.
And then we went home. Did we do anything that night? Oh, we watched My Fault London.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Which Mariah like knew she wanted to watch that weekend, and in the car we were talking about it and she's like, well, are we gonna watch it tonight? And I was like, I don't really see how that's gonna happen. And then tomorrow a whole new group of people is gonna come and it's definitely not gonna happen. And I was like, girl, I hate to say we might not watch this movie, but
I was so determined.
We made it happen.
Some people didn't like it, but whatever. It's not my problem.
No.
That's your problem.
It's not my fault. It's not our fault. It's your fault.
Damn, that's crazy. All the titles. Yeah, so that was a good night. And then I have to show the video of you waking me up on my birthday morning. So that was Friday night. Saturday was my actual birthday. Like, so lucky to have Saturday as my birthday. So
lucky to have Saturday as my birthday.
This is how I was woken up on Saturday morning.
Good morning. Happy birthday. The match starts in like 1 minute. Oh no. But you have to open this first. Oh no.
up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, that's fucking crazy.
So yeah, she surprised me with a forest kit.
Which, this is actually crazy. So
Oh yeah.
I don't know that you realized I did try to do some digging at happy hour like 3 weeks before, maybe.
No recollection.
First, I texted your mom and I was like, what are the odds that you know whose kit she wants? And she's like, no.
She's like, I couldn't name one person on the team.
And then at happy hour, I like tried to discreetly bring it up. And I felt confident enough in our, between that conversation and conversations prior. Oh my God, a ghost. I felt pretty confident in getting a Gibbs White kit. And Friday, when we got to the beach, for whatever reason, we were like talking about it. And you were like, we weren't even talking about it. You just randomly were like, I think I've decided whose kit I'm going to get.
Yeah.
And I was like, play it cool, Kaylee, play it cool. Like, don't make any face. She's like, I think I'm going to get a Gibbs White. And in my head, I was like, yes. And then I was like,
what if I said like a different name? I mean, it still would have been good.
Well, we already talked about getting 4. So I was like, well, I know.
Yeah.
We're going to be okay
like
with it.
Oversized kits, but then also like little, like tiny, like crop toppy.
I'm so sad I didn't have my Yates one for this weekend.
I know. So she got me a Gibbs White kit, and we watched the match. Like, how perfect that there was a match, and not a 6 a.m. match.
Thank God.
Was
Because
it
I swear
9?
we always play at like 6:40. It was at 8.
It was an 8 a.m. match.
So I woke her up with our kits and poured us a pint.
Like,
and
yes.
we like sat and watched the game all morning, which was so fun. And everyone kind of like slowly started to wake up and like join us on the couch.
And then like Rachel, Sophie, and Winston were in the kitchen making breakfast, making like coffee, setting everything out.
And we were like very stereotypical man that morning, which was such an interesting experience.
Yeah.
Like people are in the kitchen like cooking for us.
while we have our beers, watching the game, like,
and we're like standing up, like, yeah.
We're getting so into it. It wasn't the best match, so that was kind of rough, but
I mean, we won.
We ride.
Then we did breakfast. Timing was perfect. It was like the match was over and breakfast was pretty much ready. And then we
like explored a little bit that day. Went on the beach, walked around.
We had a couple more like arrivals. But it was the like on your own kind of day.
Free time at the camp.
At the camp. Yeah. We ended up at like getting some corn dogs.
Pronto Pup. World famous Pronto Pup.
What? Then we got back and pretty much it was like.
And then my like cousins and their boyfriends came and Sass is just one of my cousins at this point. So my cousins came and they are such a party. Like no matter where they go, what they're doing, like it'll be a party. Like it'll be fun.
Yeah.
So we
knew that going in. We were like, oh, when they get here, like the whole vibe is gonna shift.
Like we were like, enjoy like your rest time. Like if you need to take a nap, if you need to rest, do it now before they get here, because as soon as they get here, it's starting. Like we're going crazy. It didn't take long after they got there for all the things to start happening.
No, not at all.
And what I wanted for my actual birthday, my favorite thing is all my friends together, like at a house, is like my favorite way to celebrate or have like a party or anything like that, more than going out somewhere. So that's why I wanted to do karaoke night, like something where we go out at least once on the weekend on Friday night. But then my actual birthday, I wanted everyone to just be in one place. Everyone's like together.
No variables, just like your people.
Yes, I just have so much anxiety with birthdays, and I just get stressed out, like people leave. I don't know I don't know how to explain that, but I just felt more comfortable and safe with everyone there at the house. And it's just fun. Like no one has to drive, you don't have to get Uber, like everyone can just do whatever they want. The beach is right there, you can walk to it, so there's like outdoor stuff you can do. So it was perfect. And we went pretty wild that night. It was such a fucking fun night. Like
it was so fun.
It really was just so fun. we had like the room that Kaylee and I were staying in became like the hangout gossip room in a sense, where like you'd party and then like, oh, I need to take a break or whatever, you go lay down.
It was definitely the break room.
It was the break room. People would like, we'd like all be on the bed like yapping, and then you'd go back out, and then
which honestly was like one of my
I loved
favorite
it.
parts.
That's one of my favorite things ever, is like when you're just like you're like kind of drunk or whatever, and you're just hanging out and yapping and like, I don't know, it was really fun. What else happened that night?
Well, we pretty quickly like started cooking dinner. Mariah wanted to do a seafood boil.
Should have done that sober.
Yes, that was our mistake. So we like started with people in charge of cooking that never cook. And then Mariah got like roped in when it was time to put the seafood in, and like you got overwhelmed really quickly, and she like handed me her phone and was like, "Here."
I was like, I can't.
Can you just?
I don't even care at this point. At that point, like I didn't even care about the boil. Like I was just like, this is too much.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like whatever happens is fine. Like, I don't care.
So then, like, whoa, brain fart. So then I'm like trying to help with the seafood. I don't eat seafood, so I'm like, why am I in charge? I don't know what's happening. And Elliot was the only one that like has cooked seafood before and was like putting all the clams in this pot and was like, yeah, we're just gonna boil it, whatever. And the clams are in there for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. And I look down, I'm like, Elliot, you didn't turn it on. The water's not boiling. Like,
I don't even know where I am at this
The
point.
water's not even warm.
Oh my god.
But eventually dinner did get finished, and
It was a little mush, but that's okay.
just the veggie one. The other one wasn't so bad.
Okay.
And just because of the potatoes.
People-
so it was like, it was yummy mush.
People seem to enjoy it.
looked gross.
It looked disgusting.
But it
here's a
tasted
picture.
good.
Here's a
It looked gross.
picture.
Here's a picture.
I did not eat one thing on that table.
You didn't have a single bite. I knew you hardly ate any of it, but I didn't know you ate
Not
nothing.
a bite. It honestly freaked me out. I was like, I don't think I can.
You're like,
It like made me feel sick just looking at it. I'm like, y'all have fun.
Enjoy.
I'm good. Honestly, when I'm like
It was really
partying
good, though.
and hanging out with friends, like I have food is not even in my brain. Like that's like the last thing I want to even think about.
It's so like easy for food to leave your brain, and I can't relate to that. I'm like, so what are we eating? Are we getting Taco Bell after this? Like,
Well, Taco Bell's a whole other story though. Especially if I'm drinking.
and then I don't really know what happened after that because that's when I took my break.
Do you want to talk about your break?
I literally, I've never felt so angry in my life. Like genuinely. And there wasn't even like one particular thing that triggered it. I mean, there were like some off vibes, for sure. But I'm like bringing it back to that I only got 3 hours of sleep thing. For whatever reason, I woke up at like 6 a.m. Saturday morning. So I was very underslept, and there were like some kind of just like slightly frustrating things happening, and I felt like I like worked really hard that day. Which is, I was so happy to do that. I was really actually enjoying being in like kind of mom mode that day. Like I loved that I woke up early enough to like clean, and I was enjoying like cleaning up after breakfast and making sure everything looked nice. Like I was on that vibe. But it's only enjoyable to do those things when you feel like people are respecting it or appreciating it. And I would say the strong majority, 99% of the people were like very appreciative. So between being underslept and
Goddamn.
that,
What the fuck? What the fuck?
so between those things, I just like got this surge of anger. Like I genuinely have never felt this way in my life. I was like, I need to take a break. And I just stormed off into the bedroom, and I was all by myself. And then I called Anna, and Anna made me feel better.
Anna was gonna be there.
She was
Of
gonna
course,
be there.
Anna, Ellie, and the boys were invited. They just couldn't make it, but they were very missed.
They were.
We needed their grounding energy.
Yes. I think that's why I just like innately knew
Yeah.
to call. I was like,
Yeah.
this is gonna
she'll
help
like
me.
she'll like yeah.
So I took a little break, and then I came back out for a few minutes and was like, I'm not ready to be out here. And then I went out to the ocean, and then I was like, girl, what were you
Revived.
thinking?
Revived.
Why did I not do this earlier? Like, obviously. So I spent like 5 minutes out there and was like, I'm good, I'm ready, let's go.
Is she a water sign or what?
So at that point, like, dinner's all cleaned up and like people are like really partying now. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can hop into this vibe.
Rachel did the Katrina dance.
Here comes the hurricane, bitch.
I'll just show one clip of that in there.
She was bruised up.
She was
after
bruised
that.
after Katrina. She does not just like take a bit lightly. She commits.
She does.
She
commit to the
commits.
bit.
It's 110%.
But lots of like drinking games. We played lots of King's
My
Cup.
favorite.
Sass made the most amazing nachos, the Naha nachos.
The Naha nachos. Patent pending.
Yeah, go down in history.
Basically, it's nachos with bitchin' sauce on it. It'll change your life.
That's pretty much it.
That's literally what it is.
Juanita's cheese
Cheese
and
bitchin'.
Chipotle bitchin' sauce.
And it's life changing. It looks like the most disgusting thing ever, but it's
so good.
so good. So good. We went through a fucking huge thing of bitchin' sauce.
A tub this big, like
Big bitchin' fans here.
we be loving bitchin'.
We be loving bitchin'. And then one of my favorite, actually, this was my highlight of
This
the
was my
birthday.
highlight, too.
It literally felt like it was in a dream. Like it was something I dreamed up. And that's why, like, the things that happen when there was no plan for it are always the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even know. Someone was like, we should go to the beach. And then that just like,
We had kind of been talking about it on and off for like an hour.
Yeah.
Let's go down to the ocean. Let's like go to the beach. Blah blah blah. And then eventually, we
we
finally all rallied and did it.
The whole group went
Everyone
down to
got
the
all
beach.
bundled up.
It's like 10 p.m. It feels like 2 a.m.
Oh my god, it did feel like.
It was
2
like 10 p.m. It's pitch
It's raining.
black. It's like raining. You can't see anything by the time we
Sideways
get
rain.
sideways rain. We get on the beach. Unless you pointed like the flashlight towards the ocean, you would not know where the shore is. Like
Yeah.
we could have gotten swept away easily.
Well, some people were being careful enough, but we very well could have.
We were all bundled up. We had like scarves on, sunglasses on. We had brought the speaker down, so like Elliot was like holding up the speaker, and we had our own like private mini rave on the beach. Like in
It
the
was
dark,
so
people
fun.
were like
And we
had
were just
lights,
like passing my phone around, like you cue up the
Yeah.
song, you boo.
and we just danced. I don't even know how long we were out there, but
I don't think a super long time, but it was really fun.
It was
and we were like
so
putting our
fun.
flashlights under our Coronas,
And they
we
were,
like
like,
pretending like it was
glowing.
like bottle service, and we were like.
we were just dancing, and like there were so many times where I was just in my own little world. Like I don't know what is left. What is like I don't know who's around. We're just like all moving around. Like it was really fucking fun.
It was fun, and I really was.
Helped that.
I wasn't even that drunk, but I just was like,
Were you
honestly,
not?
I don't think I was drunk at all. Really, I was drinking like maybe 1 beer an hour, maybe.
I was pretty drunk on Saturday for sure.
1 beer an hour is kind of a lot. Well,
And
not-
the
but
I'm gonna have to bleep so much.
but it was just like one of those moments in life where you're like, it feels
Yeah.
like you're so like just fucked up.
Yeah.
But you're just high on life.
It was just like, oh my
well,
God,
I
it
wasn't
was
just high on
so
life,
fun.
but
It was so fun. And we ended that night with whoever was still awake. We all piled in to our bed. And I don't know how many of us were
this
in
was my like close second
Yeah.
highlight.
probably like 7 of us, 8 of us.
The 2 of us, the 2 couples, Sass and Tyler, 8.
8 of us in that bed. We were just like laughing, giggling, joking around. Like the boys were being weird and doing dances.
Oh my
and
God, the boys
shit.
were like-
The boys were on one.
They were ready to perform.
I think they probably both each had one whole. Yeah.
Yeah, they were not ready to sit. They were putting on a show for the rest of us, which was really fun.
And then I started getting like my hangover at that point. And I was like, someone get me Advil, ibuprofen, whatever. Someone was like bringing it to me. And then I was like, I need bread. Wyland's out there like making bread for us.
But he didn't like, he ripped open the bag of bread.
The bread bag with the little
With the little
The
plastic
plastic
thing.
thing. He opened
No,
it
he just opened it from
from
the
the
bottom,
back.
ripped it open. The next morning, he's like, who did that? We're like, you.
You. And Sunday was just a really, like, relaxed, chill day. I think everyone was a little, like, not hurting, but just, well, maybe some people were hurting.
I just was really tired.
Yeah, exhausted. Like, I actually had a lot of energy in the beginning
I
of the
think
day.
I slept
but
3 hours both nights. So I was like running on 6 hours of sleep.
yeah. Went on the beach, hung out. Did we play more games? I
We
think
did
we
play
did.
more drinking
We played more drinking
games.
games. It was just
We
a chill
watched
day.
another match.
We did watch another match.
Made hangover potatoes. And bloodies.
And bloodies. We did. Oh yeah. It was a good Sunday. It was like
a great Sunday.
it was nice that we had the house all day, so it wasn't like get up, pack up, have to be out before 10 type of thing. We got to just enjoy that day and leave whenever we wanted. Yeah, it was a really great weekend.
And it was a weekend we'd been hyping up for
since before
like
Christmas.
really intensely for at least a month.
Mhm.
Talking about like how fun it was going to be. And normally when you do that, it never lives up.
And it did.
But it totally did. It was such a good weekend.
I literally sent the party full before Christmas.
Yeah.
Just wanted people to block it off. I was like dibs. I was
Yeah.
putting dibs on that weekend for my friends. Yeah, it was really, really wonderful. I think there were definitely some things that people were not happy with.
Yeah. That's that.
Anything else? Not next episode, but the episode after, we're going to have fangirl stories.
Oh my God, Fangirl City. Well, we'll have a little bit this weekend
Yes.
because of Joe.
We're going to Joe on Friday night. The day that he releases his new album, we get to go to the show, which is so fun. It's like an album release party.
Okay, but it is GA, so like, am I going straight after work or what? I know you can't go that early. What time does the venue open? These are the things
Wait,
we
where is
need
it?
to know.
It's
Rev
at
Hall.
Rev Hall. I don't know how Rev Hall works.
I don't know.
Lines and stuff. Okay, should we wrap?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much to Flower Bloom for sponsoring today's episode. We love you so much.
Eat a bodega.
Eat a bodega. Eat a bodega. And thank you for watching or listening to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah. That bitch is Kaylee. We have new episodes every single Wednesday, and we'll see you next time.